श्रीमद वासुदेवानंद ब्रह्मानंद भूति श्री पी चित्रन नंबूद्रीपाद, श्री एम के वर्गीस, मेयर त्रिशूर कॉरपोरेशन, श्रीमती पूर्णिमा सुरेश, काउंसिलर त्रिशूर कॉरपोरेशन, डॉक्टर ईएन सजीत, रीजनल डायरेक्टर IGNCA, Shri Valakkampada Narayan, General Convener, Shri Mohan Venkata Krishnan, Program Convener, esteemed scholars who are going to present their papers in this national seminar, Sahodri Sahodran Mare, Ellavarkum Ente Namaskaram. I feel blessed. It's a great privilege to be in your midst to inaugurate the 3-day national seminar on contribution of Madhams of Kerala to Sanskrit literature, organized at the holy precincts of the Thekkemadham. I would like to compliment Thekkemadham Amnayapeedham Charitable Trust for organizing this seminar with the cooperation of Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts, New Delhi. I would also like to convey my regards to Shri P. Chitran Nambudripad, who at the age of 103, I am told, has been enthusiastically working to make the seminar a success. As we all know, this traditional Adhyatmic Guru Sanketa established by Shri Padmapadacharya, the first disciple of Shri Shankar Bhagavadapada, is one of the ancient centers of Advaita Vedanta, professing the Mahavakya Prajnanam Brahma. Thekkemadham, which belongs to the Padmapada lineage of Shri Shankar tradition, rightly follows the customs and rituals of the Govardhan Peetham of Puri, which was established by Shri Shankaracharya and later on handed over to Shri Padmapadacharya. Such an ancient center collaborating with Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts shows a genuine and keen desire to convey the eternal relevance, Sanatan Prasangikta, of Indian spirituality to the present generation. Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts, New Delhi, has been actively encompassing the study and experience of the arts and preserving the distributed fragments of Indian art and culture since 1985. INGCA has been fostering a healthy dialogue between arts and current ideas in philosophy, science and technology to strengthen intellectual understanding among disciplines. The regional center in Thrissur, I believe, focuses on Vedic programs and performing arts. at this, while standing here, this sacred premises, our minds bow in reference to Jagat Guru Adi Shankaracharya, who embodied the full spirit of India's culture, its noble philosophy of Sanatana Dharma, and unmatched spirituality. Last week I was in Ahmedabad. I am not able to restrain myself from departing from the prepared text. Something comes to mind which I find is important. I was in Ahmedabad and I sat there. I said we had kingdoms, princely states. Even at the time of independence, there were more than 567 states. And it was a Herculean task to merge them into one single unit, which was performed by our first Deputy Prime Minister, Shri Sardar Patel. You can imagine, since centuries back, India was badly divided. The power holders were not, it was beyond them to create unity. But a young ascetic comes from Kerala, goes around the country, and whatever Shankaracharya achieved in his short span of life cannot be summed up in few minutes. But one thing which he gave to this country was great awareness of spiritual and cultural unity. India was divided into political units, but thanks to Adi Shankaracharya, the Indians became aware of their deeply seated spiritual and cultural unity. His works, it will be for these scholars, although I have this paper, but I do not have much time. Whether it is his Gita Bhashya, commentary on Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra Bhashya, more than 1,000 years after him, we are still trying to find deep meanings which his comments contain. And possibly the future generations will also find new meanings relevant to the times in which they will live. And from that viewpoint, I feel that organizing this seminar is of great importance. You are trying to convey this message to our young generations and future generations. And I am reminded of what Mahatma, although I know that Mahatma Gandhi himself, he had the knowledge of Sanskrit, but he could not communicate in Sanskrit as he had told Shri Narayan Guru. But I was reading somewhere, Mahatma Gandhi has said that if you want to be a truly civilized man, then knowledge of Sanskrit is absolutely essential. If you want to be an Indian, he was not talking about the nationality, everybody born in India is an Indian national. He was talking of Indian in the sense one who can appreciate our ancient heritage, the richness of it, the message which has been given, the eternal values which have been given by India. So he says that to become that, it is necessary that you must acquire the knowledge of Sanskrit. Unfortunately, during the period of our decline and fall, and during the long spell of foreign rule, a tendency has developed where we associate Sanskrit. Dev Bhasha has been translated into as if this is a religion, this is a language which deals with one particular sect or one particular panth or one particular denominational tradition. Those who have the good luck of learning Sanskrit and then studying the Sanskrit text can easily come to the conclusion that, of course, the adhyatmic, the spiritual, even the karma kand is there, but that is, karma kand is only a small part of it. It is about wisdom, how to live in this complex world. So, time does not permit me to go into length, but I would like to, long time back, because I came into public life at a very young age. Soon after I did my law, I became minister in Uttar Pradesh government. So one quote of Persian always fascinated me. In English it is translated as, "This too will pass." A king asked one of his advisors that, "Give me something, write something for me that when I'm feeling low and I read that text and it uplifts me, and when I'm having this feeling of exaltation, then I remain within bounds and do not cross the boundaries." So his advisor wrote, "These two shall pass or will pass." Whatever time the only process in this world which is permanent is process of change. Nothing else is permanent. And then one day, I was just casually looking at Vivek Chudamani, and I found a shlok. Rajyam hi Narendra se bhatase khetaka. Tayor pohe na bhato na raja. It is the designation, it is the uniform which makes distinction among human beings, the designation, all things that go with it. So, the ruler becomes different from a lower employee of the state. And once you remove that dress, that uniform, that designation, then there is no difference between two human beings. I I think it is more powerful, particularly for those, now we are living in a democracy, but we have those who hold the reins of government. They are graced with authority for a brief, fixed period of time, and again we go to the elections. I think there is a great lesson in this shlok. Basically, the message is that whatever position you attain, never forget about the human dignity, about human equality. In fact, the Sanatan tradition highlights the need. If you have anything more than others, then that portion which is more than others, others have a right over it. If you have money, surplus, beyond your own requirements, then that money is a trust with you. You do not own that money. If you have better health or intelligence or wisdom, then anybody and everybody who is less endowed than you has a right over it. In fact, here to my mind comes a speech of Swami Ranganathananda ji. Swami Vivekananda ji also has written about it, but Swami Ranganathananda has gone into details, tracing the reason, the cause of our decline and fall. We were recognized even in the medieval age, we were recognized by the world as the knowledge hub of the world. If we were the knowledge hub, why history has been so cruel to us? Swami Ranganathananda says, and he has quoted profusely from so many authors, including Al-Biruni, where he says that our genius was, our distinctive quality was, that we were worshippers of Mother Saraswati. What does that mean? Tapa swadhyay niritam, ever devoted to the pursuit of knowledge. When you are a worshipper of Ma Saraswati, it does not merely mean performing certain rituals before the idol of the goddess. No. Undertaking penance, austerity, self-imposed discipline, and devote your life to the acquisition of knowledge. Swami Vivekananda says that the purpose of the human life is to acquire knowledge. And then Swami Ranganathananda ji says, from being worshippers of Saraswati, we transformed into villains of Saraswati. And he quotes from Srimad Bhagavat, Saraswati Gyan Yatha Khalv, something, if I remember correctly, or maybe I'm missing some words. He says, the day we denied access to knowledge to our own people, we signed on the document of our decline, we ensured it, that now we will go down. Through seminars like this, you can revive that great tradition. Because in an Upanishadic dialogue, it has been discussed. What is tapa? Various definitions, explanations were given. But ultimately, the explanation which found acceptance all around was, tapa is 100 adhyay plus pir vachan. when you devote yourself to the acquisition of knowledge, to realize the truth, and you have that experience, you have that anubhav, then a strong desire grows in you to share that knowledge with others. Both go together. Once you have acquired that knowledge, then the desire to share the knowledge will arise in you. Through these seminars, you will start this, you will create awakening that the knowledge is best guarded when it is shared with others. Money, if you share, it decreases. That is right. But knowledge, when you share it with others, then it increases. Vande Vani Vinayako. That is the purpose. The Indian tradition says that is the purpose of our life. The realization, acquisition of knowledge. And here, I would like to quote a very, very inspiring and interesting anecdote from the life of Adi Shankaracharya. The message which he had given. And we need to ask ourselves, what a splendid heritage we have as Indians. We have every right to feel proud of it. But we should also ask ourselves, are we satisfied that we have done justice to this splendid heritage? The only way we can do justice to this splendid heritage is by having knowledge of it, conveying it to others. And in India, the textual knowledge is not given much importance. Tarati Shokam Atmavid. Narad goes to Sanat Kumar. I have all the knowledge, but I have not been able to cross the ocean of sorrow. He says, what you know? Tell me what knowledge you possess. Says Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Nakshatra Shastra, Khagol Shastra, this Shastra, that. He says, Mantra Vide Vasmi, Na Atmavid. Textual knowledge cannot take you across the ocean of sorrow. It is when you live it, then only. And what a brilliant example we have from the life of Adi Shankaracharya, Jagat Guru Shankaracharya. During his country-wide tour, he was staying at Varanasi, had gone with his disciples to take bath in the morning, dip in holy Ganga. Coming back, sees a Chandal, at the Chandal means outcast. He sees him at the corner of the street, and he stands there and asks him to remove himself from there. He is standing with his dogs. Then this Chandal of Varanasi, he belonged to Varanasi, never forget that. He asks him, shall I remove my body or shall I remove my soul? Because Advait, according to Advait Vedanta, Aham Brahma Asmi Tattvamasi, even you have this motto, Prajnanam Brahma, I am Atma Brahma. So what shall I remove? And Shankar fell down on his feet. Brahme Vaha Midam, Jagat Sakalam, Chinmatra Vistaritam, Sarvam Chetat Vidyaya. five shloks, the last line of each shlok, who has developed the vision to see the essential unity in the whole creation, be he a Chandal or be he a Dvij, that person is my Guru. I hope and I wish that we will have these Madhams. Certainly they were set up to convey a message. When I talked about spiritual and cultural unity of India, that did not come because of the buildings of the mutts in four corners of the country. That came from the fact that he gave 4 Mahavakyas to 4 mutts, all conveying the same meaning. All civilizations of the world were defined either by race, by language, or by mode of worship, religious faith. Indian civilization is the only civilization in the world which was defined by Atma. If you use the parameter of race, language, or even religious faith, those who are not like you, they are excluded. And the Sanatan tradition, where Atma is the basis of definition, even animals and plants are not excluded. We have a universal vision, our heritage, Sanatan values, where a person is viewed not in terms of variable and alienable factors like caste, creed, community, color. No, but a person is viewed on the basis of inalienable characteristic, and that is each one is potentially divine. When great Shankar was searching for his Guru, he met him accidentally, he had not seen him. He asked him, "Who are you?" He asked him the address of the Guru. Guru was there himself. So this young boy is roaming around looking for me. So he asked him, "Who are you?" I do not know if I remember the name correctly. Nirvan Shatakam? That is Nirvan Shatakam? Nirvan Shatakam, that famous composition of Shankar, which says, I remember some shloks of that, which I like best. I am quoting that. Na me rag dosho, na me lobh moho, madonev menev matsarya bhava, na dharmo, na chartho, na kamo, na moksha, chidanand rupa shivoham shivo. When you realize that truth, supreme truth, then you don't remain in need of even religion. You don't remain in need of moksha. Arth, kam, moksha, everything, they become irrelevant. How this happens? It happens when we realize, as Ramayana says, on the eve of the departure to the forest, Lakshmanji lost his temper. He started speaking against his own father, holding him responsible for all the ills of they were facing. Then Bhagwan Ram told him, "Daho mitiya buddhir vidya sa pirkir tata naham dehaschi datmet buddhir vidya bhannete." You are feeling, you are showing this agony because you feel you are this body. You are not this body. You are Chaitanya Atma. which is never born and which never dies. This is the message of India. Tell me, last 150 years, the world has undergone a transformation. Now everybody is accepting diversity, pluralism. Now societies are taking great pride that they are pluralistic societies. But this is a story only about 150 years old, world over. Whereas India has always been a pluralistic and diverse society. Why? Because our culture and civilization was defined by Atma. So if through this seminar we can take that message forward, then it will be a great service. I give my best wishes to Indira Gandhi Center, to this Madhams, to all the erudite scholars who have come to present papers here, and those who are attending this seminar. Thank you very much. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Jai Hind.